Welcome back to Gear Check Games. My name is Trey, and this is our third installment of Pokémon Red. Who am I joined by this time?
It's Joe! Who's that Pokemon? Anybody?
I think...
It's Jigglypuff, seen from above.
This is... I'll never get that free gym badge. That episode was trash.
Yeah, Trey, you may have had to go and grind to defeat Brock, but at least you didn't have to trigger the sprinkler system in the gym to take him down like a dirty cheater.
Right. Hey man, he was just using the environment to his advantage.
You know what? I will say, I do get a little bit annoyed when I hear people complaining about the anime, like, oh, Ash didn't win his gym battles fair and square, or like, oh, this Pokemon used this attack in this episode, and that's not how the type effectiveness works. What a load of nonsense. Like, you guys realize it's a show, right? It's not a video game. If everything works... If it was a show about how Ash, like, grinds all of his Pokemon to, like, overpower his opponents, it wouldn't be a show.
Yeah.
It's not like Yu-Gi-Oh! Where they're literally playing a card game that has set rules and just flagrantly breaking them.
Uh-huh.
In the link for this episode, I have a channel for you guys all to go watch.
I think the name of the channel is Cvit, C-V-I-T.
But it's a guy who goes through and watches all the seasons of Yu-Gi-Oh! And points out all the inconsistencies with the actual rules of the card game.
Uh-huh.
And he's pretty funny, too, because he plays competitively on the reg. So they're real well-made videos.
Man, I remember watching that show and hearing them talk about, like, special abilities that the cards had, which is, as far as I know, was, like, completely fabricated. As, like, a Deus Ex Machina thing for the show to get, like, Yugi out of a jam.
Like, every episode.
But I didn't know that as a kid, and neither did anybody that I played the card game with, so I would just, like, make up these fake special abilities for my monsters to win card games.
It's like, that's how it works, right? Dude, that always happened to me when kids would play Magic at school. I never spent a dime on Magic, and actually, until this day, all 30 years of my life, I've never spent a cent on Magic, but I was always the rules guy as a kid, because, like, my brother played, so I knew how the game worked. So anytime someone had, like, a stupid dispute, I'd be the guy to go over there and be like, oh, no, this guy wins because of this. And they'd be like, all right, he's the rules guy, he knows.
Missed.
Oh, yeah, so, like, yeah, this entire fight has been pocket sand to the fight, if you've been paying attention. And I got real pissed when this happened. Because I do have to walk back after this.
Flappy. We're not going to use Bishasret?
I thought you were going to say Bulbasaur's German name. Bishasham?
Of course you would know that.
Or Bisaram, something like that.
You would know every single fun fact about the Bulbasaur family.
I love him. Hold on, his French name's also good, too. It's actually punny. Give me a sec.
What about his Japanese name, Fushigi-dane, which translates to strange, isn't it? Girl!
I love that. Give me a sec. I love Bulbasaur's French name.
Yeah, that one.
It is Bulbazar.
Bulbasaur. Is it with the C-Z-A-R?
No, it's with two Z's. B-U-L-B-I.
As in
Bulbazar.
Yeah, Bulbazar. It's like, that translates.
Bulbazar. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I love that.
Why are all of his, like, other names? Wow, look at how weird this Pokemon is. He's not even that weird.
Yeah.
Well, we did
compared to some of these other ones.
I mean, if you saw Bulbasaur in real life, wouldn't you kind of do a double take?
I would double take.
He's one of the more normal-looking Pokemon.
And then I would give him
got, like, Grimer and...
Oh.
Well, yeah, at least he's not just a
Voltorb.
pile of crap.
Yeah. Hey, that's one reason I like Alolan Muck, because he's rainbow because he's been cleaning up oil and garbage all day.
Uh-huh.
It's like, oh, he's actually doing a public service.
Yeah.
Dude, man, I can't heap enough praises on Sun and Moon's, like, story and like immersion. Like I really like Sun and Moon so much.
Well, on the subject of the Alola forms, that's actually something I wouldn't mind seeing carried over to other generations.
Yeah.
Just kind of like tweaking some of the Pokemon designs to better match the new regions when you carry over the old, because that's a way to like basically make new Pokemon without making completely new Pokemon. Just kind of adjust the old ones to be slightly different.
Well, we've already got Wooloo. That's Alolan Marie.
No.
Fight me.
You reminded me of one of my favorite things about the Monster Rancher games, and that's
Monster Rancher.
Yeah, one of the standouts to me was depending on which biome you trained your monsters in, they would change into different versions of themselves. Like I forget what his name was, but it was like a little pygmy elephant thing that I liked to train as my first guy. And if you trained him in the water environment, he'd be like this mermaid elephant. Train him in the desert, he'd kind of look like Donphan.
Elephant.
Yeah, if they train him in the forest, he just kind of gets like a blue hue to his, like a light green / blue hue.
He's blue now.
It kind of reminds me of the Pokemon Burmy.
Yeah.
Because didn't that thing evolve based on where you were when it evolved?
Yeah, the last battle he was in determined which form of Burmy he would be at the end of the battle.
Yeah.
Oh god. Well, we got Ekans here.
Oh,
The
so this
worm
fight,
Pokemon.
I left this fight in for a reason, because it's bullshit.
Oh no, not Gen 1 rap!
You're in for a trip.
Boy.
Ah.
And I remembered this fight even like a month and a half after I recorded this.
Oh, hey, you're free.
'Cause I was not for long.
Yeah.
He,
For some horrible reason, they decided that, if a Pokemon uses... Okay, to be fair, I guess this is realistic if you imagine that Ekans is actually, like, constricting Bulbasaur right now.
yeah, like a 9-foot, like, muscly snake.
But it's pretty OP when you can just use one move and completely incapacitate and damage your Pokemon for, like, 5 turns.
Yeah.
Well, hey, at least it's not freezing.
Yeah, that's true.
Or they're just frozen forever.
Well, freezing at least... well, no, you can thaw out of freezing.
If you use Fire Blast...
In Gen 1, I think it's only if... like, your opponent is a total idiot and uses a Fire-type move on you to thaw you out.
Really?
Yeah.
But you would never put an Ice-type versus a Fire-type, though.
I would double-check that.
Yeah.
I've never heard of anything like that.
I know Gen 2 and... Oh yeah, I skipped some Bug Trainers, because we all know what Bug Trainers are.
We gotta know how to defeat Metapod.
Yeesh. So this whole area, this Route 3, is basically a trainer gauntlet.
Yeah.
So it's like, hey, you just fought Brock. So we're going to introduce you to massive trainer battles.
You know, I kind of wish they had let you go into this area before fighting Brock, because this would have been a good way to level up your Pokemon. If you were a little behind.
Like I was.
Yeah. Instead of, just fighting Weedles.
Yeah. Oh, I guess that kind of has to make you, before Brock, you have to dedicate yourself to a strat to beat him.
Mm-hmm.
Which I actually kind of like, because there are limited ways to beat him depending on your builds.
Yeah.
Because he's literally and figuratively a wall.
Well, especially if you've got Charmander.
Yeah, it's like, you either have to have Mankey, Nidoran, or Butterfree to beat him.
Yeah.
Like, unless you want to grind. That's one thing. This is why I'm playing Fire Red on the outside. In Fire Red, Charmander learns a Metal Claw to be able to fight him. So it doesn't necessarily matter which starter you get, as long as you pump a little more XP than normal into Charmander, you'll be able to fight him.
Yeah, thankfully they give you a little bit of mercy in the later games.
Yeah, oof.
With your type coverage. To me, the most brutal one is Yellow, though. Because if you don't pick up another Pokemon, Pikachu can barely even damage Brock.
Yeah, and that's one thing I'll give Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee is both of them learn Double Kick at like 13. So you'll have something to fight Brock with.
Yeah, I mean, I like that they gave Pikachu and Eevee, like, some extra coverage. Uh-oh, evolution.
It's time to bloom, my boys.
Ivysaur!
I actually really like this Gen 1 Ivysaur sprite.
Oh, yeah.
He's like a little kangaroo. He's standing on his hind legs.
It's also very feminine looking, surprisingly.
He's got, like eyeshadow and whatnot.
He came prepared.
just like, big red lips.
That's one thing. That's one thing that always kind of like, not necessarily bugged me, but like, kind of like puzzled me as a kid.
God.
Oh yeah.
Jigglypuff, you feeling all right there?
I'll sing you a song.
It's like they wanted the little hair tuft on the forehead, but they're like, oh crap, we don't have enough room for the other eye.
Yeah.
Just squish it in there real quick.
It's like when you're writing...
It's not even the same color. It's like full black, while the other one is kind of pinkish black.
It's like when you're writing something and you run out of space on the page and you have to like make it really small.
Yeah.
How many of these Gen 1 sprites are just gonna look like they're melting? I mean, come on now.
I mean, we've already seen Geodude.
Yeah. Hey, no, Geodude was flawless, okay? I'll hear none of this slander about my Geodude.
Alright. Well, I can't wait till you see Graveler.
Oh,
God, Graveler.
No.
Yeah, so this route, I think you can catch Spearows and Jigglypuffs in, if you so choose. But why get Jigglypuff when you can get Clefable?
Is Clefable good?
No. It's a poor it's a poor man's Chansey. Like it's built to be special defense heavy.
Actually,
but it's like there are better options.
Now that I think about it, during my brief stint of playing Pokemon Showdown, I think I got my ass handed to me by a Clefable.
Yeah,
just
like
because I never. I'm not super familiar with the metagame, and I never would have imagined that thing could like hold its own.
Yeah,
but it just cleaned my clock. Like
so, its strength is its versatility because it can learn a lot of different kind of moves.
Are you going to buy the Magikarp?
Yeah, I'm gonna buy him in a solid plate gold Pokeball like James did.
That was such a great episode. That was
Dude,
actually,
it really was.
That was actually the first episode of. No. That was the first Pokemon thing I was ever exposed to, was the Saint Anne arc.
Dude, that's a good arc. Like even to this day, that is a solid little arc of that anime.
I love that the second episode opens with, like, the police doing a little, like, naval funeral for Ash and his friends.
Yeah!
Because they're still on the sunken ship.
Yeah! Because it capsizes, like, Titanic style.
Yeah, and they have to swim up to the surface, like...
And they put their differences aside with Team Rocket and work together to get out of there.
Uh-huh.
Like, that's a good episode.
Yeah. Man, the Gen 1 anime may not be perfect. In fact, it's far from perfect. But there were some little nuggets of greatness in there.
Yeah.
Most everything involving Team Rocket.
Oh, yeah. They're always good. They're even good in the newest version of the anime. Sun and Moon.
Uh-huh.
Their whole interactions with Beware are, to me, just as good as blasting off again.
Yeah, Beware is like the new Jigglypuff, isn't it? Basically.
Yeah. He's got the creepiness factor times 1,000.
Team Rocket's designated babysitter.
He really is. He's like their DD every time they get in trouble. I don't know why I didn't skip that bug catcher.
That's okay. Well, you know what you can't skip in these in Mount Moon is the random encounters, because for some reason they don't let you buy repels until Cerulean City.
You'll not necessarily in this part, but there will be at least one more part of Mount Moon. I do have to edit out a lot of Zubats.
Mm-hmm.
I was actually gonna say I'm surprised by how few random encounters you're getting. Then I realized, oh wait, maybe he's just seamlessly editing them out.
Well, you'll see more later. Trust me.
Well, the unfortunate thing is you can't seamlessly edit out the random encounters because the music restarts every time you exit a battle.
Oh
yeah, unfortunately. They didn't fix that till Gen 2 or 3, right?
Gen 4 actually was the first game where
man.
the song would resume where it left off when you got jumped.
People are just mugging you in this world.
Also,
yeah.
Pretty much.
what is going on with Ivysaur's back sprite?
I don't know. It's squished.
If that is in fact Ivysaur.
Is that like a tail at the back?
I
Is this
think
leg?
like, the front is supposed to be like on the right hand side is kind of like his snout, but like scrunched up. But then on the left is the flower.
I see the head and like the butt, but like what's that thing sticking up on the left?
Maybe they're supposed to be like the leaves?
Maybe he's raising his arm to like strike.
Maybe it's a leaf. He's lifting up his hind leg to take a piss.
Well, no, I imagine he's just like raising his arm up like, nah, please, let me handle this.
I got this. Don't worry.
It's just a lass. Zubat.
He was the first of many.
You know, in every other game except Gen 2, I can't stand Zubat. But every time I play Gold and Silver, I gotta get me a Crobat.
Oh man, Crobat! Oh, it's so solid.
It's so good, man.
His moveset only gets better every generation he's in.
Uh-huh.
Like he just keeps getting better and better. Just like adding little bits of cream to that pile.
You know what I like
At 69 XP.
Yeah, it's nice.
Is that why you kept that?
Nice.
Yeah, pretty much.
God damn.
Well, I mean, most wild battles I either edit out completely or just show you the last move being shot like that.
Don't worry,
like,
guys. I beat him. I beat the Zubat.
Yeah. Well, it's basically there to show you that I'm actually I am trying to get constant experience to keep my guys up.
No, makes sense.
Yeah.
This is how many random encounters they throw at you.
Pretty much. Yeah. Ugh. You'll see that in, I think by the time I get to Rock Tunnel, I finally buy repels like a smart person.
God.
But as a kid, I did not buy repels, and I paid for it.
How do people exist that legitimately prefer random encounters over, non-random encounters?
I don't know. I guess at this point in, game history, it was kind of the norm.
Yeah.
I honestly, I don't mind the set.
But that doesn't necessarily mean it's better than...
Well, yeah. I don't know. I can see random encounters working for certain areas of the game, like maybe where there's low visibility, it could work. Like in a cave, for instance.
Yeah.
But if I had to choose between, Pokemon actually roaming around in the overworld, in this super immersive and cool 3D world, or just you're just walking through the grass and suddenly a Pokemon pops out, but you don't see anything until you go into battle. I'm gonna go for the former.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm a feel guy. I want to be surrounded by the majesty and glory of Pokemon.
Yeah. And I mean, with the field encounters, you can still have this kind of pseudo random encounter type stuff. Like in the dark cave, you can't see very well around you, and then suddenly a Zubat just zooms in at you, and you're battling.
Mm-hmm.
That's... Oh shit. I was gonna say something about that. Oh, I was gonna say
That's
something.
a weird slowdown of the audio.
I was gonna say something about encounter rates in Flash and something about Gen 3 and the
Caves.
Victory Road being too dark for human eyes.
Oh, yeah.
Too dark for human eyes.
Yeah.
Well, in Gen 1, the way Flash worked was, and I know we're jumping the gun a bit here, but
Yeah.
in later gens, they give you a tiny little field of view that just barely surrounds you. But in Gen 1, it was pretty much pitch black.
Yeah. You could kind of make out where walls and dividers were if you had a Game Boy Color.
Well, okay, in Gen 2, it's completely dark, but I think in Gen 1, if I remember correctly, you can see tiny little pixels indicating where the walls are.
Yeah,
But-
they're very dark blue.
Yeah. But good luck seeing that on a non-backlit Game Boy screen.
Yeah. That's one thing. This is one reason that the Game Boy SP may be one of the greatest gaming inventions ever. That backlight
Even though it doesn't
revolutionized
have
handheld gaming.
proper headphone jack, but
Well,
nobody's perfect.
hey, I wasn't one of the suckers that bought that headphone jack.
Yeah, I prefer to listen to my games through a tinny little mono speaker.
Yeah, it needs to sound like this at all times.
Uh-huh. Just as Miyamoto envisioned it.
Yep.
Well, next time we'll complete this gargantuan dungeon that is Mount Moon.
Or will we?
Join us Monday to see if we join the dark god of the dome or if we praise Helix.